Hey everybody, and welcome to my Kickstarter preview of Convoy. Now, I say Kickstarter preview sort of incorrectly because this game was a Kickstarter, which I very much would have liked to have previewed, but unfortunately with all that was going on, I wasn't quite ready to start my Kickstarter series when it was still in the kickstarting process, and in fact, it was released very recently. The 21st to be exact. So I figured I would give you guys effectively what would have been the preview for this game in Kickstarter form. Probably going to play a series on it, but just start with this and see if you guys enjoyed it to the point where, you'd check it out. It is available on Steam for purchase. Honestly, I don't remember for how much. I'm pretty sure I paid a little bit extra to back it, but it looks like a pretty sweet game. And we're just going to jump into the tutorial real fast. The whole kind of idea here is that our ship has crashed, and there was a cutscene to begin with to show our ship crashing, and we are out to find and collect parts to repair our spaceship. So we're going to have everything scattered around the world, and we can upgrade our units, and this is the tutorial for combat. So the idea here is basically that it's sort of a combination of FTL, faster than light, which I had a series here for a while on. I haven't gotten back to it in a little while just because those episodes are like 2-hour-long episodes, and they're kind of hard to do a lot of, especially when there's so much to do. But it's basically FTL, but not in space. And there's a little bit more of a little bit more mechanics to the fighting than an FTL, and you guys will see that right here. So this is our MCV. It's basically, our if it dies, we lose, and then we've got escort units which we have control over. So health is here, armor is the blue, and they go on to explain a little bit how those interact, and I'll wait until they do that. This tutorial is actually really well done. So we can go ahead and click our right mouse button here to have our escort vehicle move. This is its attack range right here, so we can see, and as you can see, we've got it. Okay, well, we've got an enemy here who's now going to shoot at our MCV, which is pretty bad. So we need to fight it. So the game is paused, and this is exactly how this works for FTLs. If you hit space, it'll pause and unpause. Of course, it's forcing us to pause it right now. So, just like an FTL, we've paused the game. We can select our unit here and say, hey, I want you to attack this by hitting the right mouse button, and you'll see... This is the first time I heard that exterminate. It sounds exactly... Of course, it's a Doctor Who reference, but you'll notice that the targeting right here says out of range. So, it's going to go and try and fix that. So the enemy's out of range, so it's going to automatically move closer. We could also choose to more selectively tell it where to go if we wanted to, but now that it's reaching range, it starts firing. So here's where they explain how armor and health works. Basically, armor reduces percentage of incoming damage. So if a unit would receive 10 damage and has 40% armor, the unit only takes 6 damage. So 10 minus 40% of 10, which is 4, of course. So, and you can see we actually have a little bit higher stats depending on what we have selected.
Yes, Captain.
Or, it's showing us what we have selected, sorry. I'm still getting used to this interface. I like how they put the wiring here. This is basically like the plugs that you'd put in, old school wires. So basically, I'm pretty sure that these will fill up as we have more escort vehicles, because as we have them selected, they light up and stuff like that. It's actually really cool. I think it's really neat. Some weapons also damage armor, not just health, so you just have to be aware of that. This is one that is in fact damaging our armor, so we do have to be careful of that. So this guy's going to he's choosing to move here, get in between the two, and now they're basically forced to fight each other. And now they're going to teach us about ramming. So one of the other things that you can do is, since we are more mobile, they've given us the ability to ram other enemies, which is actually kind of cool. It's a little bit risky. You can push we can push him, if we select him, his range is pretty darn big. Chances are we're not going to be able to push him out of range of our MCV, but we can still force him to prioritize us if we're going to be doing obnoxious things. So we don't actually have to do it, but we're going to. It's worth noting, they're pointing out here that this is a class 1, this is a class 2. Basically just their way of determining size and what can ram what. So if I select this, I can double right click on this, move there, and then double click on that, and bam, ram. So it did some damage to us, but also did a good bit of damage to them. So our MCV also has abilities, and I presume we're going to be able to add more. So, much like targeting with our main ship in FTL, we can select this. Oopsie. Oh, and it actually did. It went off right away. I figured, I barely saw it because my vision was elsewhere. But so now it's stunned, and now our escort vehicle is just going to pummel it into oblivion. And this should finish it off. Bam. And that's victory. So basically that's a really dumbed down, simplified combat. And then of course, we can upgrade units, stuff like that. Oh, see, we've got another unit right here. They kind of gave this to us for fun. So we can do silly stuff like have it move around. I really like how all the trails are there. There's like kind of the dust clouds. There's a lot of really small details here that are pretty sweet. So we're gonna go to the map. This map is basically how everything's gonna be. Our ship is right down here. These are things we apparently have. Things we've picked up. It'll tell us a little bit more about that in a moment. So this map shows us vital information such as our resources. So we obviously have fuel that our caravan needs. These are quest items. I've yet to interact with this. This tutorial isn't particularly long, which is why I'm just basically going through the whole thing. So we don't have any main objectives or side objectives right now because we're in the tutorial. But our points of interest are the spaceship Mercury, which you can see is 30 kilometers away. We'll drop our main objective cargo there, and then the nearest camp, replenish our convoy there, and that's right there, of course. So this is where our loot is stored. We can hover over items as we did a little bit earlier. I don't know what quite all these stats mean. It's a shield. That's actually kind of cool. So that'll shield 100 hit points. Cooldown of 6 seconds, and it recharges at 60 per second. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I'd like to try it out at some point. Light plasma cannon, so it's another weapon, and an HE missile launcher. Not quite sure what that does either just yet. It does say, it says, I'm assuming HE is high explosive, especially because it says long range missile with small splash. But yeah, we'll have to see about those. So let's head for the nearest camp. Follow the arrow next to your convoy and drive to the camp. So basically we do this. We could drive around. I presume that we'd run into encounters while doing this. But since it's the tutorial, we'll just go to the camp. And now it's of course appeared here. And bam, we go to the camp now that we're there. And this is where a bunch of maintenance stuff can happen. We can buy items from the shop, upgrade, repair our convoy. So select a vehicle. Here we can look at stats, weapons. We can upgrade health, armor, handling, range, all this stuff we can upgrade like that. I can only upgrade that so much for this specific vehicle, but we can install new weapons like that. Bam, new weapon. I'm curious. It does say that it has to match colors, so doing this won't let me do it. And of course we don't have any weapon slots there. And we can return. So now we've got our more heavily armed vehicle. We can choose to repair it, which is pretty nice. I guess we can't do that just yet, because it's kind of walking us through stuff. So yeah, we can select stuff, buy stuff. So here's just another vehicle. We could barely afford it. Oh wow, it actually let me do it. That's funny. Or weapons. I think that might have been designed to do to allow me that. Oh, new text, interesting. But yeah, that was the entire tutorial. Pretty simple. I'm very curious to just kind of go out there and play the game. I don't know when this video is going to be coming out. I probably will have played it a little bit more by the time I actually let this one hit. I'm pretty sure I'm going to turn this one into a series. I really like the way that the Kickstarter was handled. I think it was pretty awesome how everything panned out. And it makes me really want to play this game because it looks good, I got to admit. So I'm excited to play it. I hope you guys... I hope that I have, just with the tutorial, given you a decent idea of what the game's like, inspired you guys to maybe go check it out. I think that it is worth the time. If you enjoy the other videos that I make and enjoy the roguelike genre, I feel like this will probably fall right into your ballpark, especially if you enjoyed FTL. I really feel like this is a spiritual successor in ways. It's added a little bit more complexity to the combat mechanics of FTL. Considering that I haven't really played this in any depth just yet, I can't say that for certain. We're still going to see. I'm sure that there are differences. I'm not going to say this is an FTL ripoff by any means. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys are inspired to check this game out and give it a try. And I will see you guys next time.